Howdy everyone, it's Montana Air Gunner here again, and on this video we're gonna review the Bushnell Match Pro 6-24x50 scope. So stay tuned. So I had been scoping out literally for the past few months a proper new first focal plane reticle, and I had already pretty much decided what I'm gonna get. It was either going to be this Bushnell Match Pro or then Athlon Midas Tactical BTR model. So yeah, luckily this was available on their website, and as soon as it became available I decided to purchase it, and now I've had it for a few weeks and I decided to give it a small review already, like an unboxing video. So yeah, let's go over this Bushnell Match Pro. So it's 6-24x50 scope, and it has a 30mm tube. So let's put a little bit of a opening field of view, what we can see here. So we have first the introductory paperwork, and then deeper on the end we have a little bit of a plastic wrapping, and then we have the scope with the manual. So yeah, let's go further into detail on this one. So when you take the scope out of the box, let's see if we can do this in a good manner. Not twist and do anything bad to it. And there we go, we have the end stops now. There. So there you have it. It's a pretty nice looking sturdy scope. It's got a little bit of a rubber band to protect it, and then a little bit of a silica bag, and yeah, there it is in all of its glory now. And out of the factory this comes optically zeroed with a 10 magnification. Let's take a little bit of a sneak peek from here. So 10 magnification, and then you can see that the elevation is at 0, and then the windage is at 0 too. Yeah, so it looks pretty nice on the hand, and it has locking turrets, as you can see, and very solid clicks for locking it in place. The parallax goes from, let's see, 20 yards to infinity, and this has been zeroed in at 100 yards, it seems, the parallax. And yeah, what I already knew about this reticle was that it's the glass is extremely good for the money, and it has all the bells and whistles you could ever really want to with first focal plane scope, except this doesn't have a zero stop, so that's something to keep in mind when you're buying this. But yeah, otherwise it looks pretty good. I would say when you start turning the turrets, they are very solid. Mine has a little bit of a play on the windage turret. Okay, maybe you can hear it. It's just a slight play, but otherwise, yes, this is a very solid construction. Also, the elevation has a little bit of a play, but I would say for the money, this is extremely good. The magnification ring is not too bad at all. I would say it's hard to turn with your hand, as it should be. So let's see if I can get a better picture of that. It's not extremely stiff or anything, but you have to do some work for it, of course. So let's see from here, this angle. So it's relatively smooth, I would say. Nothing too shabby, and here you can see some B-roll. And just being put in there for the 100 yards optically zeroed. Okay, now we got the scope out of the way, and yeah, next what we're gonna do is we're gonna mount this to the rifle, the PCP, and let's go on from there. Okay, so now we came to the crispy weather outside, and I just wanted to show you guys how this functions, and it's really easy to adjust. So now I set up my eaglevision scope cam mount here, and we installed it on the rings, as you can see. And really easy way to adjust this is, I'll just show here, there's a little bit of a cap, so when it's locked down you can unscrew this one. Let's see, there we go. You can do it with hands, and if you need to reset your zero, you can just lift this up and reset it. So I know already that I zeroed this on the range, so I'll just leave it in there, and then you put the cap back on, and there you go. Then you just tighten it, and it's that easy. No tools, no fuss, no fuss. There you just go. And let's actually go in further detail into, you know, how the scope cam mount looks to be, and what kind of an image you can get through this scope. So let's hop into it. Alright, so now we got the eaglevision GoPro mount all set up, and in the beginning we were actually at 20 magnification, and the camera is set up to film 1080p at 120 frames per second. And as you saw when we went back to the 6 magnification, which is the normal starting point for the magnification, it's really having problems, the GoPro, with the white balance because there isn't enough light. So this is why it's flickering so much with the white balance, and this is just about the actual GoPro. If you're looking through the scope with your naked eye, it is actually quite nice and clear, the picture, and you can really like see it clearly with your naked eye. And once we start cranking the magnification up to 8 magnification, you can really see that the white balance changes. And it is actually quite nice. Otherwise, what I realized looking through the scope, there is a little bit of abbreviation on the target stand, as you can see. And now we went to the 10 magnification, and this is usually the magnification range on like Cyclop Joe's videos and same settings and all that good stuff. And here you can see that it's curving a little bit, the actual target stand, and it is in reality it's straight. So there is a little bit of something weird going on that I caught with the actual camera, but with looking at a naked eye, you can't really distinguish this with your naked eye. So this is something that, you know, maybe it's about the camera lens that I use on my GoPro, or then it is in reality what it is looking through. And maybe your eyes are just playing with you a little bit. But now we actually went to the 14 magnification, and with the 14 magnification at a 50-yard range, you can really start to see the fine details of the targets, meaning that we have the GTA target, gateway to air guns, 100-yard bench rest target, and then on the right side we have the splatterburst C targets. And you can really start to be able to read the letters and the writing on the targets with this magnification. And now we hopped into the 20 magnification, and this is actually the magnification that I use normally when I'm doing bench rest, because this is basically all you need. And if you go to the highest magnification, to the 24, it does add a little bit of accuracy, as you can see when we hop into it. But it isn't that much that I really would need it at a 100-yard range. And it starts to, you know, do a little bit of funky things with your eyes. Maybe the 24 magnification, but through the scope camera, it actually looks really nice. And as you can see, you can read the splatterburst text, and it is looking pretty nice through the scope, I have to admit. And yeah, next on the menu we actually have, we're gonna hop into the home office, so to say. And okay, so now we actually came back to the office, and first we have this video filmed through my home window at 2.7K with 24 frames per second. And then we jump to the other tree, and this is filmed with 1080p with 24 frames per second, and the settings are otherwise the same, and the range is 30 yards around. And this is actually in really good lighting conditions, and you can see that it is crystal sharp. And then we went to the maximum digital zoom on the GoPro. This is filmed with 120 frames per second at 1080p. It is looking really nice, as you can see. And now we hopped to the 2.7K with 24 frames per second. So you can see that the lighting is a little bit different on this, and I think it's about the GoPro's settings. And this is, I'm tapping the scope to see that it doesn't wobble that badly. and it is looking really nice. So I framed the picture now so that you can see it in finer detail. You can make a decision if the 1080p is better than the 2.7K. And I actually think the 1080p is looking really good. Yeah, I think it's really fine and nice. So I'll just leave these thoughts with you, and I hope everybody's gotten some good valuable information out of this review video and some further information. And if you do have gotten some good information, please consider subscribing, hitting the notification bell, and liking the video. It really does help out a lot. And as always, I hope everybody's staying safe and staying healthy under these circumstances, and see you on the next one.